shit.
Hightailed it out of there.
Are you crazy? Don't go between them!
Go between them, are you crazy?
Welcome to my home.
Good morning, good morning. Do I have the mic on? Yes, looks like I have the mic on today. It's weird because when I set up this program and I set up the channel, or the episode for the day, and I do that, it definitely has the microphone working. And then when I go live and I go into this like room, it's not. I have to then like turn the mic off, turn it back on, and sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. So I don't know what they did with this new update. But it's weird, and I did move the mic, so if you can't hear me, I'll have to let me know so I can readjust it. Let's see. So I got a lot of stuff to talk about today, but the major thing is the Netflix Paramount bids for Warner Brothers, and we've had that conversation. I mean, I was kind of out of the loop last week because I was super busy with this unpacking and the move, and I'm still out in the hallway. The room is still not done. I don't have a place for a desk in there because we ended up getting a much smaller place than we were supposed to get. And originally, I would have room for everything. And the previous house, the reason I had room to do it in the movie studios, we had an entire giant closet downstairs where like at least half my movie collection or more was downstairs. And then all the boutique stuff is upstairs. And so now everything's here, and that's great. But then at the same time, it's like struggling. Where am I going to put everything? And I only have so much room, so much wall space. Ended up having to get the bookshelves that I had downstairs in the living room. Ended up having to put them in here, and then that takes up space because that's more for, I mean, it's like bookshelves, and so it's more for either books or decorations or electronics fit on that shelf, and that's what I used it for, as opposed to, it's not more for movies. And so it's just, I'm struggling to figure it out. And so everything's on shelves right now, but nothing is in order. Like, it wasn't boxed up in order, so it didn't come out of the box in order, and so it just went on the shelf. And so I have some like Disney movies mixed in with the Criterion stuff and vice versa. And I'm going to go alphabetically. That is the plan. And then I'm going to keep the heavy boutiques like Imprint, Criterion, probably even Warner Archive like together. But everything else is pretty much going to go alphabetical and just fit where it fits. Also with the 4Ks, I used to have them separated, one shelf dedicated to the 4K movies, and they were alphabetical, and then everything else was separated by genre, and then that was alphabetical. And so now I'm just going to mix them all in. 4Ks, Blu-rays, it's all going to be alphabetical put together there. And the reason is, before we moved, I was finding that I had upgraded and then never got rid of the Blu-ray. And so we have one of the few watches I'm going to watch this weekend. We're going to watch Long Kiss Goodnight. This came in, got this. And we're going to get rid of this. And so I might be sending this off to one of you guys. I don't know. I don't know if anybody needs it, but I picked it up last year, and now I got the upgrade. Got that. This is one of the other watches I'm going to have this weekend. Caught Stealing. Another, I haven't seen it yet, so looking forward to this one. Super stoked. Austin Butler. Big fan. I watched the Bike Riders, and man, big fan. So that was an easy. And then the premise of this movie, for me, solid. So I'm in. Got that, and then I'm going to knock out some of the, it's holiday season, so, Christmas movies for me. Watching as many as I can get. But right now, the staples, I'm going to watch this weekend Scrooged, and I have the 4K, so I'll probably watch it on that because I don't have much of the other stuff hooked up yet anyway. And White Christmas, also have this on 4K, so I'll be watching that. Or maybe, 4K, it's on 4K, so I'll be watching that. Both of those on 4K downstairs. I did hook up most of my surround sound already, and that's a question that always gets asked. What am I running for surrounds? And I don't have these hooked up yet. So I have two pair of these Bowers & Wilkins LM1s, and they're discontinued speakers, but you can find them on eBay. And they're great because when you mount them for Atmos, you can mount them on the ceiling, and then this maneuvers, so You can angle it however you need it, and they sound amazing. And I have Bowers and Wilkins speaker system, so it's timbre matched perfectly. It's really nice, and I have 2 pair of these for the front and for the rear Atmos, and these are the fronts that I have to still mount. So that's what I have, and I just happen to not mount it yet, so I'll just show you guys. That's what I have, because I was just asked again, what am I running? I have a Marantz AVR 7013. That's my main unit there. I don't have a power amplifier because I've always had smaller rooms and bigger surround system and bigger speakers that I can handle. And now I do have a much larger room, and everything sounds amazing, but I have the room to open it up a little bit more, and so I could add an amplifier now. But I don't have a separate amplifier. But I have the 5.1.4. I used to have 2 subwoofers, but it was just way too much, and the wife is always saying it's too much bass, and I have to turn it down. And so 2 subwoofers, not necessary. I mean, it's good. It's good. If I had like a dedicated movie theater room, I would probably go back to that. But I have 5.1.4 surround system. So the 0.4 is the front Atmos and the back Atmos speakers, or height speakers, if you will. But good morning, all. Good morning. Thomas. Good morning, everyone. Good morning. Let's see. Where is it? There it is. Aha.
Bring me everyone.
What do you mean, everyone?
Everyone. And I do have coffee this morning. Last week I had iced coffee. This week I have regular, good old-fashioned coffee. And the beard is mustaches. I'll probably get most of it. All right, so we got that out of the way. Good morning, everyone. Good morning. This is, it sounds a bit far from the mic. Let me just move that up a little bit. It's like right here. Right here. Let's see, it's falling down. All right. It's still going to fall. All right, is that better? Is that better? Let's see. Is it better? Let's see. Hello. Oh, let's see. Hello. Yeah, I all I did was turn it off, turn it back on, and now it's like full mic. So if you guys can hear me now, I don't know. I'm telling you, this program is weird. I did move it a little bit more, but the program is weird. Let's see. I think we have plenty of time to wonder. Look how long Paramount Skydance took to get to the finish line. Yeah, no, it's very true. Like, so the today's topic is the Warner Brothers, sale, and it's frustrating, especially like to hear a giant streaming service is going to be putting them out. And yes, Netflix does put stuff on physical media, but not everything. And not everything that people want. And then, the biggest thing for me, Stranger Things, they put out the first 2 seasons and then stopped. So that is frustrating. Okay, it's a bit better, but there's a little background noise. Yeah, I don't know. Next week we'll be in that room for sure, and maybe that'll fix it. But this morning, I am having an issue because it's showing like it's not full on my end. Like everything's plugged in, it's a brand new wire. The mic is there, and I'm like really close to it, so it's like right here. So, I mean, there could be some echoing. Hold on, let's see. It is an echoey room. I don't have a lot of stuff on the walls yet. I mean, that might be it. just turned off this other thing, this echo cancel. Is that better? Is that better? Let me know. All right, let's see. What do we got? All right, let's see. I'm talking about how horrible my audio was. Let's see. In case we don't get a chance, good afternoon, good evening, good night. I love that reference. Great reference. You do need that. I think I have Truman Show on VHS, but I don't think I have it on Blu-ray or any other format. And that's the thing too. I liked having everything on display, everything on shelves. And right now, the way I have to do it, I basically don't have any of the VHS on display. So it's back to kind of like a storage thing or figuring it out. I know there's plenty of people that just don't care and they're like, well, just get rid of your VHS. It's better that way. You don't need VHS. Well, I still run CRT televisions and I enjoy it. And there's plenty of VHS in my collection that have never made it to another format. And so that's the only way I can watch it. We have that. But anyway, speaking of that, to talk about that stuff, there's movies I pulled off of my DVD shelf. And as far as I know, we've never had a Blu-ray. So these are Warner Brothers titles that are stuck on DVD. And they were doing I felt, a fairly decent job at pumping stuff out. And putting, TV shows on Blu-ray and stuff that had never been out before. Then we were getting first time on Blu-ray for a lot of things. Not everything, but a lot of things were coming out. And these things are in my collection on DVD. And if it does get sold, whether it's through Paramount, and I think Paramount is the better option because they still put out physical media. And I don't know if there's an actual real difference between the two companies, Paramount Plus and Paramount Pictures. I get it. It's technically two different companies under the same umbrella, but if Paramount Plus buys Warner Brothers, I'm thinking they have access to that back catalog, so we're still going to get some of this stuff. And also, possibly, if it has already been worked on, it's not going to go on the back burner like Disney did. Disney bought Fox, and there was stuff that was completed and just has never come out yet. So, but anyway, I have a lot of this stuff, and we watch it. We still watch it in the house. And so this one here, great fun movie with Chevy Chase and Carrie Fisher, Under the Rainbow, stuck on DVD. And this is a Warner Brothers MOD disc. So it is the crappy, boring artwork on the disc, and it's a burned copy. So, but this was officially put out by Warner Brothers as an MOD, and everyone asks why the red cases. I put them in red cases. One, I don't like the cheap, flimsy Echo cases. They're boring and flimsy, and I have had damaged discs come to me in the mail that way. So it's people are like, who cares? It just sits on your shelf. I do. I care. Obviously, I do. So I put them in the red cases because I chose it. I think the red aesthetic is better. And then if it's a movie that doesn't have a Blu-ray or better, and it's something I'm keeping in the collection forever, it goes in red case. Burglar's another one that I love this movie. I know not a lot of people love this movie or even Whoopi Goldberg specifically. And I don't have too many Whoopi Goldberg films, so I've never been a huge fan, but I have been a huge fan of this since I saw it. Since I was probably like a young teenager when I saw this, and I've been watching it ever since. So Burglar is one that doesn't have Blu-ray, and I would love to have that. But those are movies that if Netflix wins this bid, we're probably never going to see. Maybe it'll come to streaming, but the stuff is available, and I'm sure some of this stuff is streaming now. I know not all of it is, but some of it I know for a fact I've seen it being streamed, or as I've talked about it not getting a Blu-ray, someone's always willing to tell me it's streaming this place or you can get it this place for free or whatever. So some of them are, but some of them aren't. Welcome to Collinwood. Now this is a fun heist movie. It's got a great cast. Let's see who's everybody's in this one. Luis Guzman's in it. George Clooney, Jennifer Esposito, Michael Jeter, Sam Rockwell, Isaiah Washington, William H. Macy, Patricia Clarkson. Huge cast, super fun. And they're bumbling crooks, and they have this plan to rob this thing, and it does not go to their plan. But it's a fun one. I love this movie, stuck on DVD. And they're all Warner titles. And so, more than likely it'll go to their streaming service, whoever buys it. But I would love for them to come out. This one here, Lottery Ticket. Not a super fun movie. I think it's a super fun movie, but it doesn't have a huge cult following. It doesn't have like this one doesn't come up a lot on people's lists of favorite movies, but I enjoy it. Stuck on DVD, lottery ticket, and great cast here as well. Big one. You got Bow Wow, Terry Crews, Bill Bellamy, Mike Epps, Charlie Murphy's in this one, Ice Cube, Loretta Devine, T-Pain. It's a ton of people, but I liked it. Stuck on DVD. And then again, someone's going to be in the comments, oh, they're stuck on DVD because they sucked. Well, that's your opinion, and obviously the people enjoy them. Not every movie's made for you, but not every movie's made for everybody, but there's a movie for you, and that's the way I look at it. These movies are for me. This one, these two here, these are some Mary-Kate and Ashley movies. My kids grew up watching them, and they've stayed in the collection. I like them. We still watch them every now and again, but they're both put out by Warner Brothers. And It Takes Two, which is like the Parent Trap. It's like a Parent Trap ripoff kind of story, and that one's stuck on DVD. I know, again, not for everybody, but we still watch that in the house. And then New York Minute. This was, I think, the last one they did together, period. And I think one of the sisters did a few movies or some TV show stuff after, but then stopped. So those are both stuck on DVD. This is one of my favorites, and it's a Warner Archive collection, but it's another MOD. Second Sight, stuck on DVD. Absolutely love this movie. I think it's super fun. And again, when I talk about this one, somebody in the comments like, that's a horrible movie. And again, it's your opinion. You clicked on the video. You knew what you were getting into. This is my movies. And then My Fellow Americans. This is a movie that I remember when it came out. And I watched it, and I kind of forgot about it, but it's one of my wife's. I don't know if it's in her favorite top 5, but it's a movie that she enjoys, and we watch regularly because of that. My Fellow Americans. We got Jack Lemmon, James Garner, Dan Aykroyd. Super fun movie. 2 ex-presidents, basically on the run, and I love this one. It's an oddball movie and stuck on DVD. Another Warner Archive, and again, if these companies gobble it up. How many of these movies are coming out? Some of them, none of them. And this one, there's a HD version of this movie because they put it out on HD DVD. I talk about it all the time. Dukes of Hazzard, stuck on DVD, never got a Blu-ray, but it did get an HD DVD, and most of those don't even work. My copy does work, but apparently it's like a huge thing. This movie on HD DVD is notoriously bad. But mine works, so I kept the DVD anyway. Still no Blu-ray. And again, I'm sure that one's streaming. It's popular enough. But this one, Trojan War, I don't hear really anybody talking about this one. I enjoyed it when it came out. It's another Warner Archive MOD, stuck on DVD, another Warner. And just a fun late 90s, early 2000s comedy. And I don't think you go wrong with any of them. And then this one here. Picked it up recently. Because it was actually recommended to me, I think off of one of my lists of like, these movies are stuck on DVD, and it was Her Alibi with Tom Selleck. And I thought this was a fantastic movie, but again, I don't think anybody's ever really talked about it except for that one recommendation. And I've never seen it streaming anywhere. So yeah, this is Her Alibi. I'd highly recommend watching it if you get a chance, but it's stuck on DVD. So that's my rant about that. But the reality is, Paramount put in a hostile bid for like $108 billion. I think the Netflix bid was like in the $80 to $90 billion range, and so it's much higher. It's a hostile bid. The Netflix thing was backed by the board members, but this isn't yet, and so it's like all up in the air. No deal has been made either way. But then you still have the, and I don't know all the ins and outs of it, but you have the politics behind it. You have the antitrust laws and the whole monopoly thing going on, which, I mean, again, I just point the finger at Disney. You want to talk about antitrust and monopoly, I'm fairly certain they're breaking some law. They own so much. And then at the same time, it's the frustration thing of like, all right, own it all, but let's have access to it. We don't. There's tons of stuff that they own that's not even streaming. So let alone, I want to have the physical media copy. I want to own this. And if you don't collect VHS, you don't collect DVD, then you probably will never have access to this. And then I've been informed by some of my friends in Australia. I have a friend in Australia, and then I have some friends in the UK that have both informed me that certain Disney movies that have been released here on DVD never got a release over there. And so they would be lucky to find a VHS. But then again, sometimes they, some of them care, some of them don't care. Some people collect it, some people don't. And then it's also finding working stuff, or if you have a broken item, if somebody's willing to work on it in your area. And I had that problem in Virginia Beach. When I lived in Virginia, there was nobody to work on this stuff. And I have a really amazing, like, giant Betamax player, and it needs repair. And I can do some things, but like, I don't know how the damn thing works. And like right now, if you put the tape in, it ejects it immediately. And then like, if it had to be replacing capacitors and resistors and all that stuff, I could do that, but that's also time consuming, and I don't want to. I don't want to work on that stuff anymore. I just want it to work, and I'm kind of at the point in my life where I'm like, here you go, here's some money, fix my thing, and that's what I want to do. But if push came to shove, certain things I can repair, but like this mechanical thing, I don't know anything about it. And I'm sure if I took some time to figure it out and then bought other of the same model, I could try to figure out what's working, what's not working, what needs to be replaced. But again, that becomes a whole hassle. I just want the things to work. Let's see. All right, what do we got? Yeah, it's doing that thing again. All right. Let's see. Dee, these cookies are not for you. Yeah, it's great. It's super fun. Good morning. Good morning. Lottery has a Blu-ray. Okay, all right. So somehow I missed that one. Lottery ticket. The Blu-ray. All right. So I missed that one somehow, and I'll look for the Blu-ray. Thank you. Oh, and I do have this. And so I have a video coming out today. So I had the review copies that were sent to Virginia. I finally got those, and then I got a video coming out. So I watched those movies. Got a video coming out later today or tomorrow about that. But then I got this. So this massive giant box set, and I was waiting to get the surround sound and all that stuff hooked up to dive into this, because there's some 4K movies in here. Not everything is 4K, but there's definitely some 4Ks and Blu-rays, and you have a bunch of movies I've never seen before, especially with Nikita, and I've been waiting for this set for that. But obviously Leon, The Fifth Element, The Messenger, Angel A. There's a ton of movies I've just completely missed. Atlantis. There's 9 films in here, so super excited to have this, and can't wait to dive in. So there'll be a whole unboxing, and then I'm going to watch the films and give my opinion. I don't even know if I should bother with the opinion of Leon or The Fifth Element, because you know my opinion about those. And I'm pretty sure there's no extra new transfer. I think it's just the same one that's been out for a little while now. Sounds like your voice is being drowned out by a washing machine. There's nothing out. There's nothing running. There's no washing machine. Hold on. Maybe the door being open, like it's extra echoey, but the microphone is literally right here. And I'm only plugged into one spot. And I always had this on because I used to have the airplanes come over. And so that's why I know people are like, you don't need that. So maybe I'll take this off. Maybe that's the issue. Let's see. Is this better? Is this better? But anyway, I don't know. Everything's plugged in, super solid. Unless this is just a bad mic. I got another one. I'll try that out. I'll try that out when I do the make the video. I'll test it out and see what's going on. Let's see. I too love My Fellow Americans, a yearly watch for me. Yeah, it's a solid film. Solid for sure. Cartoons, love that channel. So many memories. Yes. So Chase over AV Pop Culture breaks down the bids pretty good for the layman. Yeah, I mean, like, I think it's like one was 108 billion and the other one was like 80 or 90 billion. But the thing is, the board backed the Netflix buy, and then that's still waiting for the antitrust stuff and the politics behind it and the approval. And then this is a hostile bid, so it means nobody really kind of expected it, and they just threw that number out there, and they got to do the board approval. So it's like a whole thing. But yeah, I'm sure he did a great job on the video. Check that out. And good morning, John Doe. Good morning, guys. Good morning. Let's see. Have you ever seen the new Luc Besson Dracula trailer? I have, and I have it on pre-order. So as far as I know, it's only coming out in the UK right now because that's the one I found, and so that's the one I'm looking forward to. It. I like the artwork. I don't mind getting the UK version, and yeah, I'm kind of a big fan. I like Dracula. Bram Stoker's is my in my top 5 favorite films of all time, and then I do like vampire films, Dracula films, and all that. So I'm looking forward to it. I don't know, for whatever reason, that Nosferatu movie kind of hit me funny. Like, I don't know about like what it was. Hold on one second. Maybe I figured out my sound. Maybe not. If it's not better, hold on one second. All right, is this better? Because I have like I said, I don't have a lot of things on the walls. There's a lot of echoing in general, but then the bedroom door was open, so that adds to the echo. Everything else. Let's see. Hello, everyone. Hello, Sim. Hello, brother. Let's see. Netflix bid was for some of the stuff, but not all. Paramount bid was cash bid for all of it. Yeah, that was the other thing too. Yeah, because they want all of it. Makes sense. I received my copy of Tom and Jerry, the Golden Anthology from 1940 to 1958. Excellent. Mammy too. She's yes. Yeah, the censorship on older stuff is, I think, ridiculous. And I do hate the warning. This is from a different time. Blah blah blah. But at the same time, I'd rather have the warning than not have the original stuff. But yeah, that's cool. It's cool that it's back. And I don't know. I was on the fence about that one. Again, my kid never got into Tom and Jerry. I watched it when I was a kid, so there is some nostalgia there for me. But in general, it's one of those things that how often am I going to watch it? And so I kind of wanted it, but I'm not sure. Lost you for a bit, but welcome back. Yeah, I stepped away for a second, and I did that one time. It was just that I with the camera on. It's just that I don't want to do that again. So I just shut the door, and then I just maybe my audio is better now. But people were complaining about the audio. But again, like maybe it is the mic. Maybe I should get the new mic hooked up. Looking forward to TMNT this Tuesday. Wondering if they fixed the face and the mouth scene in the first one. I don't think they fixed it. At this point, well, as a kid, I never saw it, and then somebody pointed out on YouTube, and now I can't unsee it, and I see it every time now. It is kind of like scary, but at the same time, I don't want them to fix it. I guess it wouldn't be a big deal if they did, but at the same time, I just hate because then it just opens that door and that conversation to if they can go back and retroactively fix stuff, then should they? And then it's this is outdated and this doesn't work for the modern audience. Then you open that door to that modern audience conversation, and I'd rather them just clean up the audio, clean up the picture, and then just give it to me the way it was, and add some extra features, new interviews, all that stuff. Load it up with special features, but don't change anything. And so I hope they didn't, but I'm getting mine. Same time, and then TJ sending me the other one. So looking forward to it. Yeah, looking forward to it as well. Let's see. And then we have that stuff I'm looking forward to, stuff I want to talk about. Yeah, but this whole Warner thing, it does have me kind of like frustrated because, again, if Netflix gets it, like this is all the stuff we're not getting. And granted, they'll put it on streaming, but then streaming only has so much. And then I've tried it, and I know, like, for anybody that loves streaming and goes to bat for it, God bless you, enjoy. But for me, I sit there and I go through, and then I get like bored. Like I can't find what I want to watch. You're stuck to this amount of images on a screen, and you have to scroll over. Where I go back to being a kid, going to the video rental store, and you could see, aisles and aisles and aisles of VHS tapes, and certain covers would pop out at you. You go to your favorite section, horror, comedy, whatever it be, and you pick out, there's going to be something that's going to stand out to you, something you've never seen before. You're going to pick it up off the shelf, you're going to look at it back and forth. And you can see that, just going in. Now, doing the whole screen, scrolling thing, you only have so much on the screen, you only see so much, and sometimes, yeah, you can break it up to whatever they have in the genres and that, but like, we have Disney Plus, and not everything's there. But then if you know what you want to watch, and you think they might have it, you can then search for it, and there it is. But as you're scrolling around, it's not there. And I would assume that all of the streaming services do something like that or something similar, where the thing you want to watch you might not know it's there. And so if you just didn't know that the title of the movie that you were looking for, and you were just trying to just find something new, it's harder to do. And so I just hate the whole streaming service anyway. And then how much of this stuff is actually going to be there? And then in a short amount of time, some stuff's there and then it goes away. And then it gets licensed out to another streaming company. And then they have it for a little while. And then new stuff comes about. And that's going to happen with this stuff. So if they acquire it, it's been a frustrating thing. It hasn't kept me up for nights, but it has me frustrated, but then at the same time, glad that I still collect DVD and VHS, and I can find versions of this movie that I can still enjoy and watch. Sound is the same, but it's good enough. Likely the aux connection, no worries. Yeah, I got another wire somewhere. I'll hook it up. I'm thinking, because this is the microphone that was always on the computer and system, and the one I had been using past couple streams was the one that I have attached to my camera, usually with the mic stand and all that. So maybe the mic got damaged in the move. So I'll have to check it out. But appreciate you guys for sticking around and dealing with horrible audio again. But I'm telling you, I'm right here, like literally right here. So in the move, I've got a lot of damaged stuff. We have missing stuff, and I don't know everything. And I have to go through. Maybe I think I might be missing a box or two of movies. I am missing 2 boxes. We did get 2 boxes of other people's stuff, so there's that. And then stuff got damaged, and so like this, fairly irreplaceable or expensive to replace. And so it's this imprint, and it's just the box. Obviously, the inside movies are fine, but the damage on the box is real. And as a collector, there's only 50. You can see that very well. There we go. As a collector, there's only 1,500 copies, and having one that's not in good condition sucks. And so, yeah, it's one of those things. There's several of those. Some Blu-ray cases got smashed, but so far all the movies are fine, other than some cosmetic damage and that type of stuff. But we had dishes broken, movie shelf, the actual movie shelves that I had in the closet downstairs. Several of them are broken in the garage. That snapped in half, like not even like where they come together and they're like screwed in, and like sometimes that stuff gets broken. No, like boards snapped in half. So yeah, it's I don't know. I have no idea what it did, but the move sucked. The move definitely sucked. We're missing stuff. I'm missing, and like a lot of the stuff is sentimental stuff. So like the China, some of it I can replace the broken stuff now. There's some pieces that's still available, even though it's a discontinued set. But then like other things, like it was one off, and you can't find it again. I can find similar things, but not that same thing. And then we had like sentimental stuff. So I had like a pin board. So I had a push pin board, and then I had when we go to Disney World. I love Disney, huge Disney fan. And when we go to Disney, we pick up pins. And so I can't even remember all the pins that we had. But when I looked at the board, I had memories attached to each pin. And so there was that. And so there's a few that I know that we had. But then, like, it's the thing, like, over the course of the past, bunch of years we've gone, I don't remember every single pin. That's why they were there. And so the whole board is missing. I don't even know where it is. And it was packed up, and there's some like kitchen stuff missing, and I don't know, but it's frustrating. This is the worst movie we've ever had, and not a fan. But luckily, we only have to do it one more time, 4 years here, and then we move, and that should be our permanent place. I don't ever want to move again. Kind of attitude. Let's see. Did you watch Black Christmas yet? I did, but I didn't. Like, I put it on, but then the kid came down, so then I didn't want to watch it around her because obviously I don't know what it's about. I mean, it's a horror movie, so I didn't want to watch it. So I took it out, and then later on I tried watching it, and they were all upstairs, and then I was busy. Hooking up the surround sound and doing other things, so I wasn't really watching it. And about halfway through, I got frustrated because I didn't know what was going on, and so I took it out. So I tried twice. But well, from what I did see, I liked it. So I'm going to give it a third attempt when I actually have some free time, nothing to do, and just stare at it. So I'm looking forward to it. But from what I watched, I liked it. And then the cast, I didn't realize Martin Kidder's in that. Like, this is a good cast. So yeah, I'm super stoked about that. 10 commercials to get through. Stranger Things episode. We'll never stream another film or show. What? 10 commercials for the Stranger Things episode? Man, so streaming has come a long way from being the answer to cable, and that was one of the selling points, no commercials. And obviously that's not the case now. It's pretty much is cable 2.0. I know I'm not the first person to say that, but that's all it is cable 2.0. You're getting commercials, you're paying a bunch, and then you treat each streaming service like its own channel. And so then you have multiple streaming services to try to get everything or try to get the most. And now you're back up to $60, $70, $80, $100. And it's crazy. And yes, to deal with all the commercials, like that was the whole point. Have physical media, you don't have commercials. What was it? We went to my in-laws in between the moves. So we were basically homeless for a month. And I went to my in-laws, and they have satellite dish. And that was one of the things that was frustrating. One, my daughter has grown up her entire life not really having commercials because we have a physical media. We don't really stream once in a blue moon. And then through my through my internet provider, for signing up for internet, we get Peacock. We get Peacock for 2 years for free. So we have Peacock now. So I'm going to try that out. But we don't, in general, we don't stream. We don't have that. So she was very frustrated by the commercials in general. Just then I'm like, that's how your mom and daddy grew up. Like, we had commercials all the time. And the only time we didn't was on Fridays when we were renting tapes. So yeah, it was fun. It was fun. But yeah, commercials are ridiculous. If you're paying for the streaming service, physical media, own it, no commercials. I mean, sometimes there's like previews in the beginning, but I love the previews because it shows me movies I might want to watch. And then if I find an older tape, something I had never seen before, and then it's got like a whole slew of trailers of movies I've never seen before, I'm like, oh, now I got to track this stuff down. And it's old, though. It's like 30 years old. And I'm like, is this ever been put out on DVD or Blu-ray? And generally, no. And so, yeah, I like that, but I don't like commercials. You're right. I use streaming so I don't have to blind buy stuff as a purchase far less than years in prior. And that makes sense. It totally makes sense. I get it. I get the whole try it before you buy it thing. And for me, in general, like, that's how we used to. We used to go to the movie theater for most movies. But as my lifestyle has changed, and it changed long before I started disliking the movie theater. And it was, my work life, family life, the whole thing, and then as I got married and had kids, like, being able to go to the movies on a Wednesday night or a Friday night or whatever, or like just random. It all changed, and so then that's when I incorporated like, all right, well, let's get a big TV and let's do the surround sound thing, and I've always kind of liked that, and I've had surround sound since I was 16. So it's when I was buying DVDs and that. I still have that, but I never had a huge TV until it was like, hey, let's stop going to the movie theater. Let's do this. But then the last time we went to the movie theater, the very last time we saw the 1990 Ninja Turtles in theater, and that was fun. But there was a lot of nostalgia there, and I don't really have an urge to go see new movies. But then before that, we saw Christmas Vacation in theaters last Christmas, and it was horrible. The audio was cranked way up, so then it was ear piercing in many scenes, and it was very frustrating. And so that having your own home theater with the big TV and the surround sound and the way you like it, the way you're used to it, it's more appealing, I guess. And so, yeah, back in the day when I was a kid, it was go to the movie theater, watch the movie, and then if you love it, buy it. And there was some one and done movies for sure, but there was a lot of movies I enjoyed. So that was a thing. But I still do a lot of blind buying, but I have a wider palette, I guess, or taste in movies than the average person. I'm not saying I'm better or that, but I think I'm just different because I could watch Hell Comes to Frogtown the same day I'm watching High Society, an old black and white movie. It's from the 1940s. So like, and I can watch them back to back, and I get the same value out of each one. And I just watched all these imprint films that I got for review, and man, they're different and they're odd, but I still enjoyed them, and I get that they're not for everybody. And so there's that. So I think I'm an easier person to blind buy because there's a lot less that I hate. Like, and that's the thing. Well, there's a lot less that I'm like, I'm probably only gonna watch this once. Now I do have one and done movies for sure. I have plenty of those, and more than often, I don't have any around, but I have some old VHS here. So I am watching these, and I do have these on 4K. I mentioned that earlier in the stream. But picking these up for $1 or on the cheap, I'm happy to blind buy these and do the buy it before you try it more so than streaming for us. But I mean, I get it. I totally get it. So I'm not knocking either way, but that's just how I do it. I hate movers. They just don't care. Oh yeah, no, I'm telling you, like the box, and I showed it last week. The box says fine china and pots and pans, and then the china's broken. It's like, yeah. And the thing is, like, and the whole thing about it is, like, I've moved a lot my entire life, and up until just a few years ago, I still moved us, and it's just me. Generally, I don't have friends around, like local, like real life friends, people. I'm like, hey buddy, can you help me move? I don't have that, and so I'm moving big heavy furniture by myself, and with furniture dollies and hand trucks and stuff. So it's not just I'm like picking this up, but like I'm moving this stuff, and then we live on the second floor now. I'm getting older. I'm done with it, but then at the same time, there used to be a benefit. So we'd move, and then the military would give us X amount of dollars for the move. We'd move ourselves, and if we did it under, we pocketed the rest, and so that was a bonus, and everybody did that. And then they switched it to you got to put it on the travel card, the government travel card, and so everything that we do for the move has to be done that way. And so there's no benefit to me killing myself to try to move all this heavy furniture. And I have bookshelves in this room now. There's zero way that I could have brought them upstairs by myself. Zero way. And so, and I have the tube TV in there. The tube TV weighs 236 pounds, and it's a 36-inch Sony CRT tube television. There's zero way. I can barely pick it up enough, and then shift it and move it, but let alone getting it up these stairs and getting it in its place. Zero way I could do that. So yeah, as I'm getting older, there's zero benefit in trying to move ourselves, and so having them move everything, that's part of the thing. They come pack it up, then they move it, and then this time around they had to drop it off in a storage unit here, and then the truck driver wanted to keep his blankets because it was all wrapped nicely when it left, and they had it was not only wrapped in these new blankets, but then they had rubber bands around it, and then it was like wrapped in shrink wrap. And then when it was delivered to me, all of the blankets were all ratty. There was no rubber bands around them, and there was no more shrink wrap. And so when the truck driver got to the storage unit, he unwrapped everything, and then that's how stuff probably got broken. And then the moving company would then bring it to us, rewrapped it, and it wasn't as good, and the blankets were all crappy. So yeah, moving sucks. Moving companies suck. I get it. I have moved us in the past, but I'm not doing it anymore. I'm too old for that. If I had a buddy or a couple buddies like locally, it would have made more sense. Depending on how bad your blue glass can be melted together by glazer local. Yeah, but that's the thing is I looked at it and like the blue glass base, where it's broken is all on the gold paint, but then there's a chunk of it missing. So like the two pieces go in nicely and there's still a hole. And so I'm just like, I thought about maybe having them just cutting, like somebody glass cutting the top of that off and still using it. Then I don't know, because like the value of that vase is up there. It's up there. Like, and I mean, you look on eBay, some have sold for like $300-400, some have sold for $20. It just depends on what people are asking for that kind of vase. But it's handmade in Czechoslovakia, and it's hand painted in with a 24 karat gold paint. Like they put 24 karat gold in paint, and like it's this bohemian glass. It's like a big deal for collectors. I just found it many years ago at a thrift store, and you know, like what is the value of it? I don't know. But some have sold for like $400. You know, and I've never seen the exact same one. Yeah, so yeah, I thought about that, and then like our TV stand, which I'm going to use for my sofa table now because I had to use the old TV stand for the TV now. The glass is missing from it, so now I got to get a new piece of glass cut. It's just like, where did the glass go? Why'd you take it out? Like if they wrapped everything with the shrink wrap, you know, and then I don't know why didn't it stay together, or why didn't they put it in a box? It's frustrating. And then some stuff they took apart, and then they left like some stuff together. So then I was like struggling, like in my china cabinet, the little pegs to hold the glass shelves in place. Some were there, and some were just gone. And then I had to like look in these parts box, and then I would find like little wadded up pieces of tape, and then they were in that. But they could have easily been thought of as trash, easily. So yeah, I don't know, frustrating. As you know, I also just moved. It's a very stressful thing. I do know, brother. I do. Even when you do have all the packing, etc. Yeah, even when you do it yourself, it is still stressful. Still a stressful thing. But then it just sucks. It sucks all the this got broken. And then again, like I don't know the value of this. This is a gift from my wife. This is one of the first things she ever gave me. We were in I think Italy, maybe the UK. I know it's a UK ship, but I think we were still in Italy when it happened because it was like I think she gave it to me for I don't know. She gave it to me. But anyway, this little thing here, this is snapped, and like it can be re-glued, but it was like a hole, and then it was stuck into the other peg, and then it was glued in place, and then so that part broke off, and it's just like frustrating. Now this, I don't know what the value is. It was a gift, and it was something that was bought overseas. So whether we were in England or in Italy, I swear I think she bought it in England or Italy, even though it's an English ship. And then that HMS Victory, we saw it in real life. So yeah, it's one of those things. It's frustrating. Yeah, Netflix added a commercial or commercial-free tier plan just like the rest. Yeah, that whole thing sucks. Whole thing sucks for sure. Hey, question: what films and TV shows would you love a Steelbook library case for? For me, film series Twilight Saga, TV show Lost. Let's see. Yeah, the Steelbook library cases. That's a bigger deal. I like those. I have a couple. I've enjoyed having those. So, I don't know. I would even need like a library case for a TV show. And like, Many of my TV shows are incomplete because I've tried to find them thrifting, and so I've done that over the years because they're so expensive. I don't have too many of like super complete TV shows. I have a few, but not all of them. I'm trying to think like out of those, would I want any in a library case? I mean, the only one that I like go back to all the time that I'm like forever watching and it never gets old for me is Friends, Seinfeld sometimes. So those, but I enjoy the 4Ks. I don't need a library case for that. I'd like that for a movie series. I would probably say Texas Chainsaw Massacre. I would in a heartbeat. That would be a day one purchase for sure. I've been, and I know the reason why. Everyone tells me the reason why is like different studios own each of the movies, but an entire complete Texas Chainsaw Massacre Big John box set, I would love that. And it's not unheard of. Like I imported I Spit on Your Grave box set from Europe, and each of those films are owned by different studios. I think there was some by Anchor Bay and some by somebody else. But either way, they're not all the same, but they were still sold in one giant box set with all the films, the old original one, the remake, and then all the new sequels. And that could be done. And so there's a deal hammered out. And I get that it's a smaller piece of the pie for everybody, but at the same time, you're probably more likely to sell a big box set. And that's my attitude. But it didn't used to be. Like when I was a kid growing up and I was first starting to buy DVDs and Blu-rays and all that, I was not really into the box sets. Like getting a box set for me only made sense once my collection got to a certain point. And then it's one, I see the value. I can have all these films for this price. Sure, give it to me. Then two, there's many franchises like Child's Play, like Chucky. I love Chucky. I love the first one. I haven't seen the second one since I was a teenager, and then, or maybe even younger than that. But then Bride of Chucky, I love that one, and I've seen it a million times. But I only own those two movies, and I kind of want the whole box set. I kind of want to have them all, just so I have them all, and I can rewatch them at my leisure, and that's a big plus. So I don't know. I think Texas Chainsaw Massacre would be the library case for me for sure. See, I was going to go see Lord of the Rings extended for its 25th, but all the theaters around here are already sold out for a mid-January show. Oh, wow. Yeah, and then I made the mistake because, like, where we lived, there was this, Regal Cinema close to us, and any of the older movies that they would re-release in theaters, it would be that one. And so I just thought that. And then when we went to go get Turtles, we almost drove to the wrong theater and then completely missed it and wasted our money. I just happened to look again and realized it was the one in the mall all the way across town. And so, yeah, there's that too. Like, if it is playing in a theater in that area in Virginia, it might not always be at all the Regal cinemas. It might just be one specific one. And that was something, yeah, I found that out luckily last minute. Haha, Dance of the Five Snakes, yes. Hardly go to the movie theaters anymore. Last Friday, I did manage to see Kill Bill, the whole bloody affair. It was great. Only 9 people in the audience. I hope Lionsgate Limited puts it out on Steelbook. Yeah, it would be great. I know there's so many Lionsgate Limited fans, people that are collecting that stuff. Yeah, it would be great if we did that. I like that. I like it. There's I don't know, are they doing a third one? I hear talks of the third one, but I'm not sure. Hey, to catch y'all on the rewatch. Oh, take it easy, brother. Take it easy, brother. They did that with my patio table. It has a glass top, and I still haven't found it. Yeah, and that's the thing. Like some of this stuff, because we had a damage claim before, and what they do is they ask you how much you paid for it and how long you've had it. Like some of this stuff, I don't know. One, I don't know when I bought it. Two, I don't know how much it was. Oh, I'm missing my rice maker. I know that wasn't cheap, and I know I bought it in 2001 or 2020 or 2021 is when I bought it. So I only know that because I bought it on Amazon. That's it. If I didn't buy it on Amazon, I wouldn't have known when I bought it or how much it was. But yeah, I'm missing my rice maker, and I like rice. And I make stir fry and I do rice like at least once a week. At least once. No rice maker. Very upset about that. And it's just like, and then it's like, what box was it in? That's another question I asked. There's so many things that were labeled wrong, incorrectly, completely. There were so many boxes of movies that were labeled books. There was a box in the garage that was labeled garage stuff, and I opened it up, and it's my daughter's Darth Vader and Stormtrooper. Like it was like not life size, but they're like 3 feet tall. And they're big, giant toys. They're clearly giant toys, and it was labeled garage stuff. It's just yeah. So like, what box was it in? I don't know. I don't even know if they even listed it. So I could just make stuff up at this point. Yeah, I had this. You know what I mean? Like it's just like, I'm definitely going to be honest and truthful, but like the reality is like some of the stuff I guarantee, like if there's no in my list of things that I had, like there's no spot that says rice maker, but I know my rice maker is missing. Like the pin board, again, it has a monetary value, which I don't know what it is. I mean, I could have had 30 pins on there, but times 15, 20. Some of those pins are kind of expensive. I don't remember how many were on there, and I don't know how much was spent on it. But then the rice maker, like, it's not listed on the paper at all. It's just gone. It's just gone. It's just, yeah, frustrating. And then the glass, like, yeah, I can get a new piece of glass cut, but it's not the same. It's not the same because, like, the glass doors are tinted brown. And so that was also kind of had like a brown tint to it, and it kind of blended into the wood. It was nice. And it was also beveled. Like, I just don't think you can get that cut and have it replaced the same. It's frustrating. Supernatural. Supernatural's one. I haven't finished watching it. Like I always start it, and then like I want it to be like a family thing, like where we watch it together as a family, and then either my daughter gets bored or something else comes up, and so we just kind of like put it off. But it's never been one of those ones that like we get super hooked into. I like it. I do like it for what it is, and I think I would have liked it more if I was catching it on a weekly basis back in the day. And so as we do we try not to binge stuff, but sometimes we do. And we have tried to binge the Supernatural stuff. So if we try to maybe implement it into the like every Thursday at 8 o'clock, we're gonna watch a Supernatural episode. Maybe that'll work better. But yeah, that's one that I would like to. And I need to get it on physical media for sure. Let's see. Finally saw Dogma after all these years. Fun watch. Brent Madison, good morning, brother. Good morning. Yeah, it is a fun watch. And the thing is, like, when it first came out, it was one of those things. I rented it. I thought it was great. But, like, I mean, I thought it was good. And, I didn't own it. I didn't own it for many years. And it was probably like 10 years ago or so, I picked it up. And then I was like, oh, I need this. And then I've had it in the collection, and I forgot about it. And then there was all the debacle of that it never had a Blu-ray, and then I never picked up the Blu-ray, and I wish I had. And then it was like the Blu-ray was going for so much money. $100 was the cheapest price for a long time, and then it finally is coming out again, so I'll be getting that. And yeah, that was the thing is like I think with my age, like certain things, like I thought it was good back then, and I thought it was fine. Now I think it's great. I think it's awesome now, and I don't know if it's just comparing it to the new modern cinema, that how I just don't like a lot of the stuff, or how things just feel like TV production quality, or the way the writing is done. It feels like it belongs on TV and not as a movie. There's a lot of that. I don't know. But either way, my taste had changed, and I loved it. I freaking think it's great. 80s would love Steelbook Library of Stargate SG-1. No, I've tried that one. I've tried. Oh man, he knows, like Thomas knows. Yeah, I don't know, man. I tried. I couldn't even get past the first episode. And I like Big Brother Monster Suits. I don't know. That one was something else for me. Also watched the nearly 5-hour Joe Dante movie and TV show, TV clips movie. The Movie Orgy was weird but fun watch. Lots of old cartoons and movies, TV shows, and clips. I have to check that out. I love Joe Dante, but that I've checked that out. X-Files for us, that show made me buy the first big TV and VCR from Sears. Nice, nice. Now, X-Files, I remember when it was on when I was a kid, like, I enjoyed it, but I didn't watch every episode. But I've never had like an urge to go back to it. But when somebody mentions it like that, I'm like, oh yeah, I'd watch an X-Files show today. So yeah, maybe I should pick up some X-Files and want to add that into the Plex server and just add that into the rotation. Yeah, that'd be fun to revisit that, I'm sure. Have you watched Fringe? Love that series. I do love that series as well. I don't have it, but I should pick that up. I'll add that to my list soon enough. Yeah, that's something I did enjoy. I remember when it was on television, I was watching it along, and then I joined the Navy, and then I kind of fell off, and then I tried to get caught back up, and then it just life got in the way, and I forgot all about it. And then just last year, I got one of the DVDs. Yeah, I think the first season. I think that's all I got. So I had the first season on DVD because we started watching it last year, and then I enjoyed it. So I got to give it a rest. That's what it is. But I do like Fringe, but I never finished it. Even back in the day, I never finished it. But I watched a bunch of the beginning episodes, so I'm not sure how far I got into it. X-Files would be a great one. Still have my OG DVD release of those seasons. Yeah, I have to get that. Yeah, as I said, if that was a Steelbook library, I'd pick it up. Probably. Yes, very good. Same actor in TV series as Sleepy Hollow. Yeah. I like the Sleepy Hollow TV series too, but again, that's another one I kind of fell off on. Only the Lord of the Rings 25th showings come to UK. Only seen them. They say they're coming to American cinemas. I went to see The Shining 45th last night. Nice, so good. Forgot how unsettling it was. Great horror. That would be a great one to see in theaters. Now that's another one that I'd have to go see by myself. My family's not going to go with me, and I'd like to go to the theater with the family. I do like that. I don't like to go to the theater by myself. Not that I haven't, but if it was a movie I really, really wanted to see, yeah, no problem. But The Shining, I've seen it enough times. I have the 4K. I can watch it at home. It would be great to see in theater, but again, like it's a movie I like to share movie experiences with other people, and I don't get to do that often enough because my daughter's too young for many films. My wife doesn't like a lot of the stuff that I like, and then anything scary gives her bad dreams, and like Gremlins. I love Gremlins, and for me, that's an all-time favorite Christmas movie. My kid will not even come downstairs if she hears that music playing. And my wife, she's seen it. I've made her watch it a few times, but she has bad dreams. She has dreams of Gremlins. So it's one of those things. It doesn't become enjoyable, and so I just end up watching it by myself all the time. I just watched Dogma Steelbook, which just came yesterday. Nice, cool. I remember what I did. I don't know if I was getting the regular standard version or if I was getting the umbrella version. Either way, and that got mine yet. And then I had more stuff lost and sent to Virginia. I'll tell you that story in a second. Lord of the Rings is a masterpiece of cinema and storytelling in my top 10 for sure. Yeah, Lord of the Rings is amazing, and I do have that really awesome limited edition. I'll never get rid of that. I bought it for my wife years ago, and that's just a cool version to have. But we don't have the 4Ks yet because when I went to go get them, she was like, "We don't need them," because she's happy with what we have. And I was like, "Yeah, but I think you do." But anyway, yeah. So I ordered Christmas gifts, and I ordered them through Target. I don't know if I get. Did I tell you guys this last year again? I don't know if I did. But if not, I'm gonna tell you again. So I ordered Christmas gifts through Target, and then I switched the address because I knew that I was like, "Oh, well, we moved," and I need to switch the address. But apparently it didn't update in their system in time. So I changed the address, and then I went to go buy stuff. And I went to go buy stuff, and I clicked through, and then it said, "Oh, delivering all this stuff to your Virginia address." And so I was able to change it. But then I'm like, okay, good to go. And then I get an email, 2 separate orders. So the bulk of the orders was coming here. One item got sent to Virginia. And then by the time I got to go try to change it, it said it was processing and too late. And then call USPS. And so then I'm on the phone with the post office customer service, and they're like, "Oh, you did the forwarded the address. You did the change of address form. Yeah, you're good to go. It'll go." No, no. My change of address, even though I did it back in November, because of all the holidays and weekends, everything, they said like 7 to 10 business days is when it takes effect. And so because I did it back in November 28th, it didn't take effect until until Wednesday. So Wednesday, I got a little paper in our mailbox that said, "Welcome, you moved, blah blah blah," and then that item that they're like, "Oh yeah, no problem, you did. It'll be forwarded to you." No, it's sitting in Virginia. So my daughter's Christmas present is in Virginia. So it's fine though. I took care of it. I got nothing. It's just frustrating. Moving sucks, and then to try to think of everything, it just sucks. Uh, let's see, Arthur. I haven't watched Lord of the Rings. Never felt the need. I mean, it's a fantastic story. I like The Hobbit more than I think I like Lord of the Rings. I don't think. I mean, I get the books are massive, and I get it's a huge world to build, but like I don't think The Hobbit should have been 3 movies long. But I like that. I think I like that a little bit more. I like them. I think if you're really interested, read the books. So take some time to read the books. I've enjoyed those. I like Lord of the Rings, but I'm not like the biggest fan. And I honestly think if my wife enjoys Lord of the Rings, and so we do a yearly watch on it. If she wasn't in my life, I don't necessarily know I wouldn't have anything past the DVDs. Like I think they're fine, but like I would be fine watching them every 5 years. Or like back in the day, if you flipping the channel on cable and it just happened to be on, and there was nothing else to watch on a Saturday, and it was like in the middle of one of those, I probably would do that. But yeah, we watch it on a yearly basis, and that's because it's one of her favorites. Lord of the Rings is a masterpiece of cinema and storytelling, top 10 for sure. Yeah, it is. It's great. Oh, I already read that. Gremlins is being shown at my local cinema in an hour for their Christmas season. Going to go enjoy that tonight. Enjoy. I love Gremlins. I think it's absolutely fantastic. And that's one of the ones, it doesn't get argued as often, but it's one of the many films that people argue it is a Christmas movie, it isn't a Christmas movie. And I was like, I don't care. There's many movies that, like, let's see, Princess Bride. It starts out at Christmas time because it's Christmas season. The kid, Fred Savage is sick. There's Santa Claus like cut out arts and crafts thing for school like on the door. There's snow out the window, and the houses have Christmas lights on them. And I think there's like another Christmas decoration in the hallway. But the whole film, the story of Princess Bride takes place. It could be spring, summer, beginning of fall. Like there's no Christmas season in the rest of the film, but the story that's being told from is during Christmas time. And so there's that I can ignore. But like other films, like Lethal Weapon, it's Christmas time. Gremlins, it's Christmas time. So I'm not going to watch these movies any other time of year. But I guess you could watch any movie whenever. But like I have to watch it at Christmas time. So yeah, Gremlins is there, but it's one of the few that don't get argued as much. But it's another. I went to the in-laws around Thanksgiving, and then the same conversation. Die Hard is not a Christmas movie because it doesn't have the Christmas feeling or the family message. And I'm like, if you take every Christmas reference out of Home Alone, it's not a Christmas movie at that point. So the fact that those movies, your argument for like Die Hard not being a Christmas movie, or Gremlins not being a Christmas movie, the Christmas decorations are there, the Christmas conversations there. Just because it doesn't have, it's not a movie you enjoy, it's still a Christmas movie. Like Black Christmas, like that's one. I know that would get the same kind of argument, but like the in-laws, the people don't know that movie even exists. Yeah, Gremlins, great Christmas movie. I love the commentary on the 4K. Like that's definitely one of my favorite things to watch. Lord of the Rings came out in my college years. My dorm mate loved it. Talked about it constantly. He annoyed me, which may be why I avoided it at the time. Girls were type priority. Yeah, yeah. I get you. I get you. I had a friend once who did the same thing. There was a movie that he was like super into. It wouldn't shut up. So like for years I was like, that's a dumb movie. I won't watch it, and I didn't for years. And then I finally watched it, and I was like, it's pretty good, pretty good. Nothing against Lord of the Rings. I'll buy it at some point. Yeah, there's plenty of movies that the masses absolutely love, and there's bandwagon fandom, and I totally get that. But then there's movies I don't need to watch, and it not necessarily that it's a bad movie or there's anything against it. It's just like for whatever reason it doesn't appeal to me, even though things in that same genre or whatever, or they're adjacent somehow, they do appeal to me. So yeah, I don't know. Yeah. All right, so then for an hour. Let's see. I've got some things that I'm excited for, and then I think we'll wrap this up because I still got to go to the post office today because I have yet to get there. I've been trying, but then my family was sick and unpacking all this stuff, so I still haven't gone to the post office, but I will, and then I should have that PO box updated by the end of today because that's what I have to go. I have to go fill out the form or do whatever for the PO box. Let's see, what do we got? The things that I'm excited for. Let's see, more archive. So again, like, is this stuff going to keep coming out? If not, and so the fact that they've been doing such a great job. So we have, here we go, the new Fred and Barney show that's coming out. Let's see, it's from 1979. It comes out in January. So yeah, very soon in a month. That's coming out from Warner Archive. Then you have these older films here from 1959. Let's see. Mario Lanza for the first time. So yeah, these are movies that they always appeal to me. I like the older films in general, so I would definitely pick this up. So the Doris Day film, I picked that up in a heartbeat. Doris Day and Gordon Gray, The Light of the Silvery Moon. Now, Doris Day films for me are hit or miss. There's some that I thought were absolutely fantastic, like the one where she fights the train. What's it called? It Happened to Jane. I think that's the name of the movie. It Happened to Jane, and then she's selling lobsters, and then they get sent back to her because they get sent off on a train, but then they didn't get unloaded. The lobsters went bad, and then she has this fight with the train company. And Jack Lemmon's in the film. I freaking love that one. But then there was one I watched that this is absolutely boring. So there are Doris Day films that I hit or miss from, but I picked it up for sure. Manpower. So The Verdict. Came out in 1946. Let's see. Sidney Greenstreet, Peter Lorre. Yeah, I'd watch that for sure. Yeah, so all these older ones, interested in. I don't know about this one. 1941 Manpower, starring Edward G. Robinson, Marlene Dietrich, George Rapp. Yeah, based on the actors alone, I would definitely pick that one up. Where's that down? Two friends who are members of the road crew employed by Los Angeles Power Company battle the elements to restore electrical power and trade punches over the same woman. Oh, well. Yeah, I'd pick that one up. And then this one here, Red Dust. And this one's been on my radar for a little while, so I might just pick this one blind. Coming out of Clark Gable and Gene Harlow in Red Dust. I don't think I'm digging the movie poster on that, but this one here, in the first moment, wisecracking Van Teen Harlow takes refuge on a plantation run by Carson. He sizes her up as an easy mark for his virile charm. Yeah, I'll check that out. Sounds like right up. And this one here, on the Warner Archive, The Narrow Margin. Yeah, looks like smacking at women. It's got guns. I don't know what's going on. Fortunate if they seal her lips, a bullet if they fail. Oh, nice. Male hard detective Walter Brown is assigned to protect the gangster's widow, Miss Neal, as she rides the train from Chicago to LA and wait to testify to the grand jury testimony that the mob would stop at nothing to prevent. It came out in 1952. I watched that. Yeah, so interested in all the Warner archives. And then this one here, Beautiful Mind, I have this on VHS, I'm pretty sure. So picking up on 4K was huge for me. I haven't seen it in many years because I just got most of my VHS stuff out of storage, and we have it here now, but I don't know where I'm gonna put it. So yeah, keep in mind, I would probably pick that up. Again, I don't think I needed it at the full price day one, $30, but one I would definitely keep an eye on. Oh, imprint, the new imprint announcements here. I'm super stoked about these. So we have directed by John McKenzie. We have in that set is The Long Good Friday, which has been on my radar for a very long time. Honorary Council, I'll check that out, and Full Protocol, and Ruby. So all those movies. And then you also have directed by Sidney Lumet, Volume 2, The Wiz, Daniel, A Stranger Among Us, and Critical Care. So I'm interested in both of those sets. There's plenty of films that I would love to have. And I didn't get the Criterion, The Wiz, so that would be an easy pickup for me for sure. And I've been wanting to go back and get the Sidney Lumet Volume 1. I think it's also out now, so I have to try to track it down on eBay. But there's one that I have been wanting for. Yeah, definitely interested in all that. Oh, this one here. The imprint February releases, more films that I'm interested in. And one of the biggest ones, I have this on Blu-ray, so I don't need this one particularly, but I do like imprint, is The Fan. So I love this film. I think it's fantastic. I think it's a very underrated film. You got De Niro, Wesley Snipes. And if you haven't seen it, De Niro plays, he's a little bit obsessed, a little psychotic too. But I enjoy the film. Like he's, it shows the breakdown of the man because like his wife has left him. She's with another man, and then he's got to deal with that, and then he's got to raise his kid, and his job is giving him a hard time. He's a knife salesman, so he's a traveling salesman, which isn't the easiest job either. And then his one passion in life is baseball. It's a great film. Really, highly underrated, but really enjoy this one. Came out in 1996. So that's one, if you don't have it, pick it up for sure. But all the rest have been on my radar for a very long time. The favorite is Baker Boys, something I've been wanting to pick up. Mr. Jones, I don't know about that one, but I'm sure I'm interested in it. Richard Gere, Lena Olin, Anne Bancroft, great cast there. Impulsive, irresponsible, irresistible Mr. Jones is a man who effortlessly draws people to him with his infectious charm and fascinating energy. Intelligent and dedicated, respected, Dr. Libby Bowen, a psychiatrist who, despite all of her training, totally unprepared for Mr. Jones. Sounds like a movie I'd watch. I don't know if I need it. It might be a one and done for me. But Wrong is Right is one that's been on my radar for a very long time. And this one here stars Sean Connery. As far as I understand, it's just a comedy. And very funny look at the world. I love the movie poster on it. I think it's fantastic. And you think it's a gun, but that's a camera. Yeah, I want to watch that one. So that's high on my radar. True Colors with John Cusack. Let's see who else is. James Spader. I think that was on my radar as well. Let's see what was this. It came out in 91. True Colors tells two male law students, law school students who are best friends with contrasting integrity, which leads to conflict. Spader plays a straight man, and Cusack's fast track to success character who uses manipulation or ruthlessness on his way to congressional seat. Oh, okay. Yeah, I mean, maybe I'll watch it. Sounds like a interesting one. But this one here has been on my radar for a long time. I know it was released by, released recently, and Racing with the Moon. So this is one that I missed. I'll be picking this one up for sure. Yeah, it's been on my radar for a little while. Came out in 1984, and let's see. The story of Henry Hopper Nash, played by Sean Penn, and his buddy Nicky, starred by Nicolas Cage, enjoying their last boyish exploits before they enter the Marines. Yeah, I've checked that out. It's been on my radar for a long time. So, yeah, most of the imprint films I really want to grab. We have that. So, let's see, what's this? 19 season. Mel Gibson. What's this one? Yeah, 2025. So this one comes out in a month. Hunting season. I mean, I watch anything with Mel Gibson for sure. When a reclusive survivalist and his daughter rescue a mysterious wounded woman in the river, they become entangled in a deadly web of violence and revenge, forcing them to confront a brutal criminal to survive. Oh yeah, for sure. That would be easy bond by. And then this is one I've talked about before. I'm a huge fan of Dexter. I like the show. It's a guilty pleasure for me. And this new one, the new season here, Dexter Resurrection. It was there was conversation: is it coming to physical media? Is it not? But season one is coming to Blu-ray, and then the prequel season that they did, only one season. It was Dexter Origins, I think that's what it was called, and that one did get a Blu-ray. I saw that in stores actually. I think I saw that at Walmart, or maybe I saw it online. I don't recall, but I know that one had a Blu-ray, and so glad that this is getting a Blu-ray. It comes out February 17th. That'll be a day one pickup for me for sure. I love Dexter. Definitely guilty pleasure. I think this, and I've heard back and forth on this one here. The Long Walk. See, all these look pretty good. Oh, like Conjuring. I can skip the Conjuring. It's not for me. But Long Walk is one that some people say it's good, some people don't like it. I don't know. But a good friend that watched it recently said it was pretty good. So, and a lot of our stuff, overlaps. So we have a lot of stuff that we like more than a lot of stuff that we don't like. So, Long Walk, I'll pick it up for sure. And I think that's it. I think that's everything that I was interested in that's coming out soon. Super excited for. Let me know what you guys think. But I think I'm gonna have to call it a day. Hit up the post office because I've been trying to get to the post office for a couple weeks now, and I think today's the last day I got to do for the PO box, and I got to mail it. Let's see, I got these. I love the Matrix, and many people don't care. I think the first Matrix is phenomenal. I don't really care for all the rest. Like I've not seen the new one, the newest one. I know they did an animated one. I didn't see that, and then the original trilogy. Like I thought the first one was great. I didn't care for the other ones. I thought they were like whatever. But I mean, I get it. Like every movie, everybody has their movie that people just don't get. But yeah, I think there are more fans of the Matrix than there are fans that are not fans of the Matrix. And that's okay. Yeah, that's totally fine. Matrix was a wonderful lobby scene. It was used for years to show off my scene. Yes. Matrix was the last movie I watched multiple times in the theater. Granted, movie tickets were much cheaper then. I can't say like I know that it's been a thing. It's been a thing since I was a kid. Like people would go, "Oh, this." Well, and I always thought that was staged too. Like before the internet, we used to have this thing. And I don't know if it was done worldwide, but it was definitely done here in America, where there'd be a big movie coming out, and it would always be like it would never be just that random movie that was in theaters. It would always be like the big blockbuster, the one that there was tons of money behind, and then they would do these like little snippets on television where they would have people interviewing people coming out of the theater and be like, "Oh, this movie, blah blah blah," and I loved it. It was great. This is the third time I've seen it, and even back then, I was like, I could not understand seeing a movie that many times in theaters, and I think it was because I didn't have enough money to do that back then. I was pretty poor, and then so seeing a movie in theaters once was good enough. Like, and I would just wait till it came out on video and whatever. But then when I had my own money and I was an adult, there was a temptation to see a movie multiple times in theaters, but I never ended up doing it. I just waited. I would buy the disc right away. So I was like, well, the money I would spend on watching this again in theaters, and because I think the experience is great. I think the movie theater experience was great. It has changed. Like I said, the last bunch of times I've gone to the theater, I have not had that same experience that I had when I was younger. And I don't know if it's because I enjoy my system that much more, even though my 65-inch screen is nowhere near as big as the other one. I think I enjoy my system more. You should get Child's Play 2. It's great, really creepy atmosphere. Yeah, as I said, I haven't seen it since I was a kid, and I did like it. Like, that was the thing, is one of the ones I liked. But my two favorites were the first and Bride of Chucky. So I will, but I think I just want to grab the whole box set. People tell me not to get the box set, but I was like, I don't know. I think I'm just going to do it. I'm going to get the box set. And maybe I'll regret my decision later. Maybe I'll do that. 80s, what was the last movie you watched multiple times in the theater? I'm telling you, I don't think none. I don't think any. I'm trying to think, like, did I didn't really watch multiple times in the theater. No, there's none. There's none. Now, there's movies that I would. It's just like I said, like growing up, like it's just like not having enough money, and then when I had real money, I was buying DVDs and movies myself. And so I think that was the want. But the movies that I have seen like forever, and then eventually like I would see them in the theater, like Christmas Vacation was one, and Turtles. Those are the only two movies I've ever seen that were old movies that were being replayed in theaters. Because anytime that's been an opportunity, I've always either missed out or I didn't realize it was playing until after the fact. But then I knew I had a buddy once that had a local like mom and pop type movie theater, and for them, they would let you know, like, hey, we're playing, and all they would do was play old movies. They didn't play anything modern, and they would like all week long, you knew what movies would be playing, and so that would be the plan. And he would always talk about that. And so on a weekly basis, he would go see old movies. And so that would be cool. But I've always been around like the Regal cinemas and like the big chain movie theaters. And so like that stuff has to be more planned, and not necessarily super announced unless you're looking for it. Cheers, bud. Have a good weekend. Yeah, you too, guys. With that, I'm going to end this here. And remember to watch a movie today. And I'll catch you guys next time.
As far back as I can remember, I always wanted to be a gangster.
Oh, don't give me a cat. That's fine.